Thanks for watching the Council in Brief. I'm Susan Kennedy. We're here with the news of the Montgomery County Council for this first week in April. About 7,800 people from the ages of 16 to 24 here in Montgomery County are neither working or enrolled in school. Recently, the County Council asked the Office of Legislative Oversight to look into what types of programs are in place in the county for those young adults and where government is falling short in providing a plan to prepare at-risk youth for careers. There are close to 170,000 job openings projected for Montgomery County through 2018. State data shows that most of our jobs will require at least a high school diploma. Here in Montgomery County, the number of young people who are disconnected from school and employment is increasing. And to fill those jobs that are coming up in the future, the Council's Office of Legislative Oversight says the county needs to beef up its programs to reconnect those youth to education and jobs.
When we're talking about how, in fact, we make sure that our children go on to have great work careers, it really starts with them being engaged from the very beginning and understanding that whatever their interests are can also be parlayed into what they do in their future, in those future careers. And so broadening that beyond the doctor, the lawyer, the accountant, all those typicals that we talk about when it comes to careers, but really broadcasting the fact of the myriad of different things that are out there that also include our trades, where people make a great living and can do great things and might not also involve college. I mean, we've got to make sure we're providing all of those options for our kids.
Currently, both the county and Montgomery College offer more than a dozen programs that provide training opportunities to at-risk youth. The study found that very few of these programs offer occupational training or target the chronically disconnected youth. The Office of Legislative Oversight report recommends the county form a task force to implement a plan that would create a career pathway system for this at-risk population.
I think the task force will kind of frame for us where we need to center our focus when it really comes to, what some of those new procedures, policies, how we're dictating to our children what these next steps might be so that they can be successful.
Last week, the council voted against historic designation for the Wheaton Recreation Center, instead opting to go forward with plans for a new state-of-the-art community center and library. As Nancy Navarro tells us, council members want the county executive to start redesign on this project as soon as possible.
Today marks a very important day, $58 million that we have just appropriated to move forward with the Library Recreation Center combination for Wheaton. It's one of those amazing moments for this community, and I'm very pleased with my colleagues' support. I think this is one of those pieces of the broader revitalization for Wheaton, and I know the families and everybody will enjoy this center for many, many, many years to come.
Councilmember Roger Berliner has introduced a measure that would amend the county's energy tax. The proposal would reduce the tax by 10%. The original bill carried a 2-year sunset provision. However, the county executive has included the tax in his budget for the past 2 years. The council reduced the tax by 10% both of those years, and as Councilmember Berliner tells us, he expects the same this year.
When we first adopted the increase in our energy tax, the county executive said this was a temporary emergency measure and that it would be sunsetted. Well, the economy was bad for longer than we thought, and so we weren't able to sunset it. But now it's become ingrained in our budget in a way that I believe is inconsistent with the pledge we made to our community. And so we can't get rid of it all at once, but for the last 2 years, we've chipped away at it. I've worked real hard to make sure we reduce it 10% in the last 2 years, and I believe we need to have that conversation again this year. Now, there are a lot of competing demands for these dollars, and so it isn't an easy decision for my colleagues. People are saying we need more money for this, we need more money for that. How can you reduce dollars? Well, what makes this difference is that we promised people we would reduce the dollars. And so I feel like we need to continue to have this conversation.
Well, that does it for this edition of the Council in Brief. For County Cable Montgomery, I'm Susan Kennedy. Thanks for watching.